Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Selling an item through a social media marketplace turns into a nightmare for a Detroit woman who today showed up in court to face one of the men she says sexually assaulted her. Glad you're with us here for Local 4 News at 5. I'm Devin Skillian.
I'm Kimberly Gill. It all started as so many person-to-person sales do on Facebook Marketplace. The item, a PlayStation gaming console. But police say things took a violent turn when the two parties met up at St. Antoine Gardens Apartments near I-75 and Warren Avenue. Sean Lay, live with what was revealed in a Detroit courtroom today. Sean.
Things just wrapped up in court a few minutes ago, Kimberly. Those details absolutely stomach-turning. The woman was selling the PS4, agreeing to meet the buyer right here at these apartments here, as you mentioned, St. Antoine Gardens. She agrees to meet, but the buyer shows up without any cash. He has a knife, and here are the details. He attacked this woman. So many of us have bought and sold items right here on Facebook Marketplace. There are ways to protect ourselves, to be safe, making sales at a police station or arranging for a non-contact porch pickup for an item. A 24-year-old Detroit woman selling a PlayStation 4 video game on Facebook Marketplace thought she had a buyer. When that buyer came to her apartment here on Chrysler Drive in Detroit, the ultimate nightmare began. Let's take you inside 36th District Court Judge Kenneth King's courtroom late this afternoon. That seller on the witness stand, going over in excruciating detail the ultimate nightmare for her trying to sell that video game. The buyer, 27-year-old Dakari Hayes. The seller says Hayes pulled a knife on her once inside her apartment and sexually assaulted her. That ordeal did not end there. Prosecutors say Hayes then allegedly called a friend to come pick him up from the woman's apartment. He brought that person in who also allegedly assaulted this young woman. That woman having the courage today to face her accused attacker and go over every detail of what she thought would be a safe sale of a PS4 on Facebook Marketplace, but turned into an alleged attack from two men in her own home. Back here live again, that hearing just wrapping up inside Judge Kenneth King's courtroom. He's sending this case on for trial. Hayes now will be facing trial for multiple counts of criminal sexual conduct plus larceny, stealing a gun from this apartment complex as well. During the time of this awful alleged attack, he was on parole and probation for an armed robbery out of Macomb County. That's the latest from the east side tonight. Sean Lay, Local 4.
Yeah, okay, Sean, thank you.
Few clouds in the skies over Metro Detroit, but we are expecting to see a lot more of those, and in fact of the much darker gray variety by this time tomorrow.
That's right. Kim Adams has been giving us a big heads up on this. She's tracking our chances for severe storms tomorrow. Hi there, Kim.
Hi, Kim and Devin. Hi, everyone. Well, we've got a nice quiet evening ahead. So if you have things you'd like to do outside, cut the grass, take the dog for a walk, let the kids go to the park, things like that, tonight's the night to do it, because 24 hours from now, we'll not only have storms, but we could have severe storms as well. 82 in Detroit, also in Howell and Port Huron, 80 right now in Monroe. Something has changed since this morning. We are now all under a slight risk. So that's an increased risk of severe weather. It used to cut off yesterday and this morning. It was marginal for parts of Oakland, northern Oakland and Macomb counties and Livingston County. Now all of southeast lower Michigan is under a level 2. So that's from a level 1 now bumped up to a level 2 on the 5-level scale. We expect showers and thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon and evening, some of which could contain high winds, large hail, and the threat of tornadoes. Timing of it looks to be sometime between 2 and 8 p.m. But coming up, I'll time those storms out for you hour by hour.
All right, Kim. Questions tonight about what is going on in Detroit fire. Not enough vehicles, missing equipment on rigs, and now concerned firefighters are turning to Local 4 investigator Karen Drew to expose their worries and concerns. Let's bring her in with what she found today. Karen.
All right, Devin, well, it's a mess. There are 6 squads for the city of Detroit. 2 are broken. So they're outfitting other engines to serve as squads. Now, the issue is there just isn't enough room to hold everything. I got this tip just a few hours ago, so I showed up at a firehouse on the west side to do some digging. Take a look. Okay, here's the deal. We got this tip today. We could not sit on it because firefighters are upset and really lives are at risk. Come over here to this area. This is Squad 4. Sources are telling me, and I do have it confirmed, that there is issue here because it doesn't always have the right equipment. It's kind of like a toolbox when there's a car accident or somebody needs to be rescued from an elevator. They need the rope, they need cribbing, that wood that maybe will help them stabilize. There are many times that these vehicles don't have the proper equipment, and that puts you at risk in a rescue. I showed up at West Grand Boulevard in McGraw, wanting to ask questions at this fire hall about what was going on. Firefighters weren't allowed to talk, but I did speak to a union rep about a rescue that happened a few weeks ago.
They sent Squad 5 somewhere, and when it got there, they had to say, send us another squad that has all the equipment on it.
Because they arrived to the scene but didn't have all the necessary equipment.
Correct.
Oh, that's not all. Maintenance is also an issue. Take a look at what happened over the weekend. The tire on Ladder 23 out of Houston, Whittier, and Gratiot came off while driving. Back in February, the union rep told us the same thing happened to another fire truck. Okay, and then I got another tip. We're over at Livernois and Curtis outside here. I want you to take a look. This is Squad 5. Again, a vehicle that's not supposed to be a squad. They're outfitting it, so it looks like it's ready to roll, but the problem is it's not big enough, so it can't hold all the necessary equipment. In many cases, that means not enough rope, not enough wood, which can affect a rescue and can affect you. What's the city telling you?
Nothing. They're like, hey, we're getting it fixed. It'll get fixed. You know, that can't happen. That shouldn't have happened, blah, blah, blah. It's the same rhetoric.
Okay, so I did talk to the city and was told Squad 1 and 5 are in the shop for repairs, should be back in service by the end of the week. Firefighters say they've been waiting for weeks. Meantime, the city went on to state, we recognize that the fire engines currently being used by Squads 1 and 5 do not have as much storage space as their usual squad vehicles. This is not ideal, but it is temporary. The squads in our fleet were designed to carry all of the equipment issued to each squad company, and they do. Went on to say we currently have specs for the purchase of some replacement squads that have been approved by our fleet steering committee. We are told that financing should be in place. Bids should be out for these new vehicles by the end of the year. By the way, when you order a vehicle, it takes about a year to a year and a half. We will stay on top of this. More to come.
All right, Karen. Well, one day after a U.S. soldier bolted across the demilitarized zone into North Korea, we have no answers still about what's happening with 23-year-old Army Private Travis King. Alice Barr reports on what we're learning about him, the trouble he had in South Korea, and what's ahead here at home.
Good evening. The Biden administration is trying to bring this U.S. Army private home and figure out what happened. He's had multiple run-ins with the law during his 2.5 years in the military. Mystery in North Korea. Why did a U.S. soldier bolt across the heavily fortified demilitarized zone from South to North Korea? And what is happening with 23-year-old Army Private Travis King now that he's in the custody of Kim Jong-un's isolated communist regime?
We're gathering all the facts, but I want to be very clear that the administration has and will continue to actively work to ensure his safety.
North Korea was silent today on King's status after U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said he had crossed the border willfully and without authorization while on a commercial tour to the demilitarized zone.
I'm absolutely foremost concerned about the welfare of our troops. And so we will remain focused on this.
A tourist from New Zealand said she witnessed King take off running.
But then he just didn't stop, and then the soldiers reacted and chased after him. But he was really flying.
King's mother telling ABC News, quote, "I can't see Travis doing anything like that." King had recently been released from a South Korean prison after several run-ins with police, including an alleged assault. U.S. officials telling NBC News he was supposed to return to the U.S. for possible further disciplinary action, and that military police escorted him as far as they could go to an airport checkpoint before he slipped away and tagged along with that tour group. The U.S. is now working in partnership with South Korea and Sweden because the U.S. and North Korea do not have official diplomatic relations. Analysts say they're hopeful North Korea won't use this incident as a propaganda tool during a time of high tensions. Just yesterday, North Korea launched 2 short-range ballistic missiles into the sea. In Washington, Alice Barr, Local 4.
All right, Alice. Governor Whitmer signed a bill today allowing alcohol sales at college sporting events in Michigan. Athletic departments at Michigan State and the University of Michigan now can finally catch up to their Big Ten rivals. The bill allows for the licensing of all Michigan public universities to sell alcohol at football, basketball, and hockey games, with sales being permitted an hour before kickoff, tip-off, or puck drop, and ending with the end of the game.
Well, nearly 2 million tickets have been purchased in Michigan for tonight's billion-dollar Powerball drawing, but this isn't the first time we've seen a gigantic jackpot like this. If it seems like they're becoming more the norm, Local 4 business editor Rod Maloney says it's because they redesigned the game to do just that.
They're lining up, dulling pencils and wearing down pens, filling out Powerball slips and thinking about all the financial security they can spread around with their winnings.
I would help the homeless, of course, and give me a house to take care of my family.
Make sure the family taken care of.
This next level fantasy comes because the lottery does research and they discovered you want bigger jackpots. To accomplish that, before 2015, the Powerball drawings had you picking 5 numbers from 1 to 59 and 1 from 1 to 35. Today, it's 5 numbers from 1 to 69 and then 1 from 1 to 26. As for the Mega Millions, they waited until 2017 to make their changes. They started with 5 numbers from 1 to 75 with a Mega Ball from 1 to 15. These days, you try and match 5 numbers 1 to 70 and then the Mega Ball between 1 and 25. Jacob Harris is the Michigan Lottery spokesperson.
By making those changes, it changes the odds a bit, and it helps drive those jackpots higher. Now, there's no guarantee that it's going to take longer for the jackpot to be won.
Michigan's biggest ever lottery win came a year ago, January, when a 4-person Novi Lottery Club picked up a $1 billion jackpot.
And we know from those folks in Novi that it is possible to win this thing now. So the question becomes, what do you do if you win? Well, get yourself an attorney, probably more than one, a financial planner, probably more than one of those. But above all, you want to take that ticket, put it someplace safe, like a safe deposit box or a safe. And more than anything, stay quiet. Don't tell a lot of people, because once the word gets out, your life changes forever. In Southfield, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Hey, Rod, thank you. So let's talk about odds here for a second. The chances of you getting struck by lightning this year is 1 in 1.2 million. The likelihood of you suffering a shark bite is 1 in 1.3 million. The odds of you winning the Powerball tonight with 1 ticket is 1 in 292 million. Turns out the steeper the odds are, the Mega Millions, that's 1 in 302 million. So good luck. We have all the winning numbers for you tonight on Local 4 News at 11.
New at 5.
And if those people weren't there, I'd probably never get to see my 4-month-old daughter again or my beautiful fiance. And just the thought of that kills me.
Fortunately, the fall did not kill him. Ahead, the man who splashed down into the Detroit River from the Ambassador Bridge, talking about how it happened and the people who came to his aid. Doc?
Well, the growing season is in full swing, which also means poison ivy is popping up. How to avoid the menace and manage the miserable rash coming up.